Hey everyone, DarkDragoon here with Season 2, Episode 3 of my FTB Modpack Let's Play. So, pretty much we're picking up today where we left off last episode, working on our thermal expansion. And I'm hoping to basically pretty much focus just on this for this episode. We'll see how quickly it goes. If we have time to move on to some other stuff, we will, but if not, expect some thermal expansion. So last time we made ourselves a pulverizer so that we can grind our ores into dust. So what we need to do next is we need to make ourselves a powered furnace, which is going to require some bricks. Let's get some of that cooking along. Let's see. Let's take a look at the powered furnace. You can see we need some bricks, and we need some similar stuff as what we needed for our pulverizer. So we're definitely going to need another machine frame, which the recipe is here. And we're also going to need one of these redstone reception coils. So a little bit of gold and some redstone, pretty much. I did do a little bit of mining between this episode and last, so hopefully we should be starting to get some of the materials we need to actually be able to do some cool stuff. I'm going to go ahead and grind up some of this iron in here because we're definitely going to need a little bit of that. And I'm going to check and see what our situation with glass is. Oh, apparently we actually have some bricks. That works for me. Check on our iron here. We're just going to need a little bit of that. So I can actually stop this since we had a couple spare brick blocks left. And we're going to need some copper, which I think we have some of that, yes. Alright. We're going to end up having a different kind of copper than what we've got right now, so I definitely want to try to use that up before we get too far ahead of ourselves. I'm going to just sort of manually be moving this stuff over here as it finishes. Shouldn't take too long, just a minute to get. While we're waiting for that, we can go ahead and make ourselves our reception coil, and then oh, I took that out. For a second I was trying to figure out where the heck my iron went. And we'll go ahead and make another one of our machine frames, and I think that's everything. So copper on the bottom here, just like this. We're going to get ourselves a powered furnace. Cool. Now, so these thermal expansion machines basically work pretty well. You can see they've got all these little colored sides, and basically what these correspond to are the colored inputs and outputs. So blue is for input, and I think we're going to leave blue input on the top so that we can put like a hopper up here. And orange is the output. You can see because we have a yellow output down here, since we used orange, it's going to also output this and this. So we can just have one side outputting into a single powered furnace. Now you can see the pulverized iron is already being dumped into the powered furnace. So automatically, without any sort of redstone engines or pipes, these two machines are working together to be able to automatically take ore, grind it up. I'm going to flip these switches to get this going. Turn it into dust, which will get pumped into this powered furnace where it'll get cooked up into bars. And while we're at it, let's take a look here. Find our wood. Let's say it's over here. And we'll make ourselves a chest so that all this stuff, as soon as it's done cooking in the furnace, it'll get put into a output chest for us. And the reason for this is obvious. When we get to the point where, well, actually we'll probably want to make a hopper here in a second. Let's go ahead and make the output on the top, and we'll close up the sides. Really we don't need any of these other sides to be outputting because we are just having input on the left and output on the top. So basically as this stuff cooks, it should automatically get dumped in here. Now, like I said, the reason for this is when we get a hopper on here, which we'll do in a second, we can just dump our ores in and they'll automatically process, but we want to make sure that this furnace gets emptied so that things can sort of keep moving along, because otherwise they'll just gum up and won't go anywhere. So let's remove that output as well, or input as well. We'll leave the other ones because we definitely need the yellow output so that it'll do something here. Because if we remove it, well, actually it'll still be orange. So yeah, we can remove it. And basically orange is outputting both of these through orange into the furnace. Obviously this lower section won't clear until, it'll basically be the last to clear. Which is okay because there usually won't be a lot of buildup in there. So, that done, let's pop over here, grab our iron. We should at this point be starting to get a good amount of iron flowing through the system. Let's go ahead and make ourselves a hopper to make our lives a little bit easier. We're going to need 4 sticks, and we're also going to need a chest, so we're going to need a couple blocks of this. Chest is simple. And we're also going to need a little bit of stone, because we're going to need to make a gear, a wooden gear, and then upgrade that into a stone gear. Put that in the middle, chest on top, iron in a sort of V shape, and we get a hopper. Now, if you don't know what a hopper is, it's from Industrial Craft, and it's really cool. It will work with the thermal expansion machines. Basically what it does is it provides something of a buffer inventory. So what we can do is, as soon as this inventory clears on the pulverizer, the next item in the hopper will drop down. So we can use the hopper to process multiple ores all at once. So it's really cool. Let's see, we're going to definitely need lots of iron. I have been having some problems finding gold, obviously. I found a little bit between now and last episode, but yeah, it's been a little bit rare. What else do we want to throw in there? Silver. We don't really need a bunch of silver just yet, but we are going to need a bunch of iron, so let's make sure that stuff is processing. Okay, yeah, so the iron's processing. You can see that the copper ore isn't pulverizing because we've got this inventory clogged up right here. As soon as this finishes processing the iron, it'll pull this ferrous dust into the furnace and cook it up and dump it here, and then the copper can start processing. So basically we have an automatic system now to process our ores after we go mining. And it'll definitely do us for now. As we move into later sort of automated mining, this really isn't going to be enough for us, so we'll have to get into something else, but for now, I think it'll work out. Now, I think the next plan I was having was, you see this system with the engines and these pipes? These work fairly well, but the problem is they're not really something that's easy to sort of set and forget. And I don't like that. The problem is if you forget this, and your machines are fully powered over here, you're going to start getting power buildup in the pipes, and when they get to a critical point, your pipes will blow up. And so you'll waste a lot of resources just repairing a system over and over again. So what I want to do is move into a little something to help that out. Now it's not going to be quite perfect yet until we can get some logistics logistics gates going on, but I think it'll do us pretty good for now. So to get started with that, we're going to first need to get ourselves a magma crucible. Go ahead and show you guys the recipe for that. Magma crucible has, we're gonna have problems getting some of that. We might have to go, we're definitely gonna have to go into the nether before we can do that. And I'm gonna need some obsidian for that. So, I know it's early, but you know what? I like to brave the nether even fairly early in the game. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean up my inventory, and I'm probably going to use, don't really want to go into the nether unprepared. Oh, it looks like we're getting some nickel from, not sure where we're getting it from. Maybe the oh, that's what the ferrous dust is being turned into, thanks to Greg Tech, yeah. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get myself some armor put together, and probably a better sword than that, because the nether is dangerous. Okay, And then I'm going to go down into my mining tunnels, grab some obsidian, make them, when I come back, we'll make a nether portal and we'll go brave that for some nether brick so we can move forward. So I'll be back in a few. Alright, I am back, and you can see I got myself some obsidian. I'm also going to put together flint and steel. And we're going to go brave this nether thing. Once I put away these red flowers. Found a random bit of red flower, and sometimes I have some hard time finding those, so decided to grab it and save it for later. Let's decide where we want to put this thing. Preferably somewhere not too far away, but not so close that we're going to hear it making all sorts of gurgling noises all the time. I'm thinking maybe how's here sound? No, it's a little too close to the reeds. Actually, here we go. We'll actually put it in the wall of this hill as soon as we find a good spot for it. How does over here sound? Yeah, it'll do. Just dig up a little bit of this area to give ourselves a little bit of room to work with. Make it a little bit easier to get over here too. Unfortunately, I don't have a shovel. Kind of wishing I did at this point. Okay, let's see. Oop, didn't mean to fall in the water. I'm thinking something like this. Could probably do it in the ground a bit. It'll work. Yeah. Maybe keep changing my mind on things. Why don't we do it like, come on, like so. Again, just trying to give ourselves a little bit of room to work with. So I believe something like that, and like so. Dig it out here a little bit. Oh, that's some clay. Completely random clay there, apparently. And we'll just, like I said, make ourselves a little path. That way we can get over here. And we'll light it up. There we go. Alright, so I hope you guys are ready because I'm frankly terrified to do this. Come on. Alright. See, all armored up, and here we go. Let's hope we get a good nether spawn. Alright. Well, we're definitely in the nether. There's another fortress right over there. I say right over there like it's easy to get to, but it's really not. We'll go ahead and light this guy up. No, it doesn't really matter in the nether. And I'm also going to make myself a waypoint using Ray's minimap. Not necessarily because obviously the map, we don't really have a map, but it does help us sort of have an idea of the direction of our nether portal. So you can see some pyrite. This is from Greg Tech, unless I'm mistaken. Oh, apparently it vomits out zinc dust as well. That's interesting. It's new to me. I'm used to the pyrite. I'm not used to yellow garnets. Okay, they've completely... I guess there have been some changes to Greg Tech since last I messed around with it. That's interesting. Not that I came here for that, but wanted to check it out. So let's see if we can't find our way somewhere over to that nether fortress, because it looks like there might be something of a path over there. By path, I mean a knot. That's what I was afraid of. Alright, we'll just have to dig our way down. I had intended to do a lot more building this episode, but apparently it's going to insist that... Oh, I fall. Of course, that would just be my... Huh. Well, there's another nether fortress. Alright, well, why don't I clip the video really quick to make sure that I've got a path back home, and I'll be back as soon as I've got a bit of a stairway up there, and we'll continue going. I'll be back. Alright, as you guys can see, after some intense building and a couple encounters with some ghasts, I've made it, and I see the ghast flying around in the lava down there, and I'm a little worried he's gonna see me. Yep. We made it up to another fortress. I've not gotten a chance to mine anything. I'm hoping maybe it'll let me sneak up here and get some of this. Don't really need a ton of it. I just need a couple. But while I'm at it, I might as well see if I can't just create myself a little stairwell. And of course it's all falling. Oh! I need to make sure I'm not on something potentially dangerous for my health. I'd love for these ghasts to just kind of go away. Oh, come on. What is going on? Is it actually destroying my platforms? 'Cause not. I won't worry about it. Okay. A little bit of a way up into the nether fortress, so that's cool. I'm going to mark this. And I think I have enough, at least for what we're going to do. Let's just get one more, just for it to be even. Okay. So I've got enough of the nether brick. Come on. Seriously just want to get out of the nether now. This place terrifies me to no end. Of course, there's always a ghast around the portal. Okay, I made it. Cool. It is nighttime, it looks like, when we get back, but luckily we got what we came for. That was the important part. Okay, now this is still running. Okay, so as I was saying before we had to go on a random little nether adventure, magma crucible, right? So we're gonna need a couple gold. We're gonna need a bunch of iron, but since we've been letting this go while we were away, that should do it. And we're also gonna need some copper. Yeah, I might as well take that whole stack. We're gonna need a fair amount of it. And we're gonna need our glass. So real quick, we're gonna need this, which should be we're also gonna need redstone. I almost forgot. I keep forgetting that this is not a project table yet, so I can't do that. I can't just turn away from it. We'll fix that maybe here in a minute. So we have that, we have that, we have some copper, we have some nether brick, we just need a bucket, which is simple enough. There we go. So put those together like so. It's a couple copper. And we get ourselves a magma crucible. Now we're also going to need something else. We're going to need a liquid transposer to make this whole system work. And you can see the recipe there. Pretty simple. It's just exactly the same as what we just made, except glass instead of our nether brick. So we'll just throw that together real fast. That's not, and I do it again. I can do that a lot until I fix that. And I think as soon as I'm done making this, I'm going to fix that little problem with a little bit of help from Red Power. And I should have grabbed one more piece of gold. There we go. See, we're eating up quite a bit of our gold pretty quickly. That's not what I wanted. That is what I wanted. So, a couple copper. We need another bucket. Almost forgot. That there. Couple glass. And a couple copper. Gives us our liquid transposer. Okay, now this is a little off topic, but it's driving me nuts, so we're going to make ourselves a project table. It's pretty simple. It just requires some wood, a chest, a crafting table, and some stone. I don't think we actually have any smooth stone yet, so we're going to have to get some of that cooked up real fast. And we'll just put the stack in there. And no, well, I'm going to have to make another one anyway. So we'll just grab ourselves a little bit of that. And we'll make ourselves a chest and a crafting table. And I think we need a little more wood than that. That'll do. One more smooth stone. There we go. So, crafting table in the middle, chest on the bottom. Completely forget to get wood planks. And then stone on top gives us a project table. Now these are really cool. So that done, I'm going to pop this off. Come on. Like a second too soon. Alright, so slap this down in its place. While I'm thinking about it, I might as well do this as well. Take our crafting table that we just got rid of, and we're going to put it on the end of a stick to make a pocket crafting table. And you can see if I hit, there we go. C is my hotkey for it. You can see I get a little crafting inventory here, which is cool. Nice thing on the fly. Anyway, so the project table. This thing is super cool. Basically the way it works is, let's say you can put a recipe up here in your 3x3 crafting slot, and then you can put your actual resource supplies down here, and you can basically make yourself a bunch of any one item. And what you can also do is, if you can get some paper with some indigo dye, you can make plans that will fill this in with, basically you can have pre-written plans that you put in here, and when you put the plan in, it'll show some ghost blocks, and if you've got the resources you need to make that item down here, it'll do it. You'll see more of that in action later. Mostly the other thing I like about this thing, say I went ahead and put some stuff in there, unclicked off of it, it's still in there as opposed to being dumped on the floor. So I have that problem a lot where I'll try to go craft something, realize I'm missing something, move away, and then everything's dumped on the floor. So this way we don't have to worry about that. So that done, back to what we were doing, right? I think we're gonna need some more conductive gold pipes. We might as well make those while we're at it. There we go. Simple enough. I like to make a good amount of them. I'm going to leave that redstone in there just for later. I know I'm going to need it. Okay, so first things first. Magma Crucible goes down. Now this thing is cool. There's lots of different recipes for it. But basically the idea is you put something here in the blue slot and the Magma Crucible will melt it into liquid. This works with netherrack, I believe. It turns into lava and a couple other things, but what we're going to use it for is something else. We're also going to put our liquid transposer in here. Now basically the way the liquid transposer works is it has two modes. It has basically loading and unloading mode. In this mode, whatever liquid ends up here will get put into a bucket or a can, whatever you have up here, and then here's your output. You can also flip it around so that filled cans can go in here and dump their liquid into this inventory here. So we're going to want it to accept our liquid on the blue side because our Magma Crucible is here on the left, and so it should automatically, since it's got its liquid pouring out the right, this is accepting on the left, liquid will pour in there. And then we're going to use it to fill things in the liquid transposer. And what we're going to do, let's see, there's one other machine we want to make to move forward with what I'm working on. And if you know anything about thermal expansion, you can probably guess what I'm working on, but otherwise I think I'm going to leave it a little bit of a surprise. The last machine we're going to make is not an induction furnace, that's industrial craft, but an induction smelter. Pretty simple. Pretty much the same sort of recipe that we've been working with. I believe we have a little bit of sand, so let's see. We're going to need our gold. We're getting pretty near the end of that. I think we have maybe a couple more in here. Yeah, on the plus side, this I think is getting pretty close to the last machine that we're going to need gold for, so we'll go ahead and make one of these, and then we're going to make our machine frame. Okay, and I think we're going to need another bucket. Yes, and we start putting this together. Sand on the sides. Some copper will give us an induction smelter. Now this thing is cool. Basically, the way it works is it has two inputs, usually some kind of item and basically two items that it's going to smelt together into a new item. And the reason for this is we need some lead, and we're going to need to put some obsidian in our pulverizer, and we're going to use it to make something cool that will help our system be a little more efficient. Now, I'm going to need to go get some more obsidian since I used everything I mined up for our nether portal. So once I handle this zombie, where'd he go? Why'd he go over there? Wearing his gold armor, taunting me with it. It's fabulously rich self. Come on. There we go. That was partially on purpose. I taking that point of damage. Okay. I don't really want to collect you just yet. So yeah. So I'm going to go downstairs, I'm going to grab some more obsidian, and when I come back, I'll be ready to show you guys just what I'm up to. So I'll be back. Alright, so I'm back from our little bit of a expedition, and I'm going to very quickly grind up my obsidian here in my pulverizer, and you can see that will give me pulverized obsidian, and it shouldn't try to dump over here since our system is still full. Should probably take a look at my ores and see if there's anything else that can stand to be put in there. Probably our lead and our silver. We're going to need a fair amount of that eventually. Lead, silver. Okay. So we grab our obsidian out of here. I don't remember if we actually have any lead cooked up just yet. Let's take a look. It doesn't look like it, so I have to get that going real quick. Just gonna pull this out for now. And this as well. Okay. That should start grinding up our lead for us. We're just going to need a little bit to get started. It needs to be cooked lead. That's interesting. Yeah. So, we're going to basically take our lead, put it in the purple, and our obsidian, put it in there, and you can see it starts to work. It's going to produce hardened glass. Now, the whole reason for this is that I'm trying to make these redstone energy cells and the energy conduits. Basically, these will transfer some of your buildcraft power, just like those golden conductive pipes will, but the energy cell will actually help let you store that buildcraft power. Now, we're definitely going to need, let's see here, that should be enough lead for now. It's not keeping up very well, obviously, but you can see we're definitely going to need some lead, which we have a little bit of. We should have enough. We're also going to need electrum. Good deal of electrum, and we're going to need lots of hardened glass. Now, the way you get electrum is pretty simple. Assuming this will start to go. I actually don't want that silver to be in there just yet. I'm going to take some of our gold here. Actually, I think this might be the last of our gold, unfortunately. But we've got a little bit of silver and we got a little bit of gold. And what we're going to do is we're going to combine the two, just in our crafting table to get electrum dust. And the electrum, we'll just wait for this furnace to finish, is what we're going to need for our redstone energy cells. Might as well go ahead and put those in there. Plenty of lead. Throw that back in there. Throw that in there. And we're starting to get electrum. So once we have, we're going to need a good amount, I think 7 in total just for this, because we need 4, and then we're going to need 3. Don't actually know if we've got quite enough, but I can go ahead and make, probably going to have to go looking for some more gold. Like I said, gold is kind of the thing that's coming up short this time around. So we're also going to need a diamond, which we don't have too many diamonds, but we have enough to get this thing going. So let's go ahead and put this thing together, like so, and then electrum on the sides gives us an energy cell frame. Now this alone does nothing. You can see I'm trying to slap it down, nothing's happening. The reason for that is before we can do anything with it, we need to use this whole magma crucible liquid transposer thing. So we're going to take some redstone and we're going to toss it in the magma crucible, and you can see it will basically melt. It's technically filling this inventory, but you can see it's getting sucked out rather quickly into our liquid transposer. And it's going to basically fill this thing up gradually. You need quite a bit of redstone actually for this to work, so it's kind of a little bit of a hog, but you throw your energy cell frame in there, and as soon as we have enough, it'll start to go. Alright, I'm going to give it a second, and I'll be back as soon as this thing is ready to go. Alright, this should be just about to go. So 1000 MB will do it, and there it goes. And you can see it'll slowly process. Fortunately, I think as soon as this is done, this is probably where we're going to have to call this episode. But definitely you can see, I'm definitely also going to have to go looking for some more gold between now and next episode. So looks like it automatically dumped it into our induction smelter because I forgot to change that. Let's just turn off that side and that should fix the problem. So there we go, energy cell frame. Now, like I said, you still can't do anything with this. You can see I still cannot throw it down. What I have to do is I need to combine it with some more electrum and some lead, and you can see this also requires electrum. And what this will let us do is it'll let us store up buildcraft power, and it's really, really useful. So that done, that's probably, like I said, it's probably where we're going to have to call this episode. Join me next time. I'm going to get this thing finished up, and hopefully, like I said, I'll do some mining between now and then, so we'll be able to have enough resources to finish this whole bit up. And I'm not sure what we're going to move to next. Probably going to do some thinking about moving out of this place pretty soon, because this is nice, but it's ultimately a hole in the ground. So look forward to that. So until then, I'll have to catch you guys later. Thanks for watching.